right, so we're over here on clickbank.com, and I'm going to show you guys how you can find a niche market on ClickBank, and then from there you can actually find keywords that people are actually looking for on YouTube. So you can create a powerful short video that you can start getting affiliate traffic to. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come over here and go to the, I'm just going to choose the health and fitness category for right now, and I'll give you guys a couple examples. So the health and fitness category here on ClickBank, and then I go to remedies. That's actually a real popular niche within ClickBank. So it's issues that people are actively having. So it could be back pain, acne, any number of issues that people struggle with, hair loss, you name it, it's in that category. So to find the niche markets I'm going after, I'm over here, where my mouse is. So over here on this side, I'm actually going through, you can pick what category would interest you. So if you're into cooking, you could go to cooking, choose that category. If you're into the e-business space, self-help, whatever niche market you're going after, you can find that. So I'm going to jump in again and go back to health and fitness because I like the remedies market for some of these issues. So I'm going to choose remedies because it's all about the remedy. But we'll spare the song. So let's go here and click on this. And I actually need to get my internet hooked up here because that would be awesome. That's a good start. So we're going to do this. This is the mobile lifestyle. So I can actually run my business literally wherever I can get a cell phone connection. So I could be in the mountains. I could be anywhere that I can get a cell phone connection, and it will actually run my business. So that's the power of it as well. So we got this plugged in here now. Looks like we're back on the internet here. So we'll give it just a moment here to load up. So over here on the ClickBank Marketplace, health and fitness remedies. So hair loss is one of the most popular products that comes up. We don't need to see iTunes, but so hair loss is one of the most popular products that pops up. Tinnitus is that other issue. We've got some other problems people suffer with that we won't go into. And then you've got like diabetes, acne. Acne, no more. We're just going to say we're going to choose this acne product here. And if I were to click on this, we're going to go check out their sales letter here. So I'm just going through ClickBank, finding categories. This is what it looks like. Notice they're using a sales video here. So you can see that example. And I'm going to go over here to YouTube, and I'm just going to type in, let's say, acne. So I start typing in acne, and it brings up these keywords. Now, we already did a search for that one. So I'm going to say, so there's acne treatment, acne scar removal at home. That's an actual keyword phrase that people are looking for because it would be very expensive for them to remove the scars otherwise. So we're going to go in here to acne scar removal at home and look at these videos that are popping up here. So 8 million views, 1.4 million views, all these kind of views. Like this one's using 2.9 million views. They're teaching people how to use lemon to cure that. So, and you don't have to do a video that's like actually saying, hey, here's the lemon juice and I'm going to throw it on my face. You could do a PowerPoint that talks about, how it works and those kind of things. So go through these videos, take your notes, get some ideas from those, get some ideas from eZine articles or other places on the internet. And then you can put together a nice, a short little 1 to 2, PowerPoint style video that you guys could do. So I'm going to come here and so let me go back here and just say, so I'm going to jot this keyword down and say, I'm going to create a video about acne scar removal at home. So acne scar removal at home. So there it is. So that's the keyword. So I would just say, I've got a notepad file. I do a lot with notepad. I love it. So I'm just going to type in keyword list. So these are all video ideas. So acne scar removal at home. So now let's go back here and notice if I just shorten that down a bit. So now it goes from acne scar, and now it gives me all these options. Acne scar treatment, acne scar removal laser. That would actually be a cool one to target. And the reason is that to get a laser treatment, it's going to cost people a lot of money. So they're probably going to be open to an info product that could help them for $30 as opposed to paying thousands of dollars at a doctor. So that's another keyword that I could plug into, acne scar removal. And then I could do a short video that says, you seriously don't want to do acne scar removal. It's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you, the fear of a laser beam hitting your eyes. You can make it sound bad. But you can go over basically the reasons why they wouldn't want to. The biggest reason being cost, So that's a great keyword. So with your guys' permission, I think I'm just going to make a video for you guys right now using this acne scar removal option. So let's jump in here and say, So we're going to create a video called acne scar removal with the laser. So I'm going to go to my open office because we're not going to even use PowerPoint. We're going to go free solutions here. And let me see here. Let me find that. So open office. Actually, let me see. I think I have it on here. Maybe not. Uh-oh. So I thought I downloaded it here. Let's see here. But I'll show you guys where to get open office. So let's see here. Okay. This is that moment when you edit.
Well,
The joy of live products.
You could just show us from the very beginning then, even downloading it.
Yep, exactly. So we've got Open Office. We're going to have to download it. So I'm going to show you guys where to get Open Office, and then I'm going to actually rock this out in PowerPoint. So let's go here, openoffice.org, openoffice.org. So if we come over here, we're just going to click on download there, and we're going to make sure we're recording. Okay, so Open Office. So I want to download Open Office here. So you just click on that. And it's a very large download, so I'm just showing you guys where to find it though. So it's download full installation. It'll take a little bit. It'll download to your computer. It's free. And it functions almost identical to PowerPoint. So that's what I'm going to pull up in PowerPoint. And I'm not going to do anything fancy with my PowerPoint because with Open Office, you really don't have to do anything fancy either. So we're just going to go basic. So I'm going to open up PowerPoint here. We're going to create a new slide, and I'm just going to go in here and the keyword acne scar removal. So don't get acne scar removal laser treatment. All right. So we're going to jump in and just do a little opener there. And I'm telling you, my videos are basic, super basic. Okay, so there is that. And then we're going to go to a new slide here. All right, we're gonna try and go to a new slide. All right, there we go. So now we're going to put in top 5 reasons to not get acne laser removal procedure. All right, this is painful, but it's easy. Okay, top 5 reasons. It's painful if you're watching this right now, but it works great. It's a great method. So I don't like to leave anything out. So you guys are going to see the nitty gritty. So if we, that's the only way you guys can duplicate. So top 5 reasons to not get acne laser, to not get A. Let's make the grammar correct. And then let's center that so it looks a little better. All right. So let's say reason number 1 would be expensive. Reason number 2 is, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Now I could do a little more research. So it's
risky. That's a good one.
Definitely a risk factor with it. Some other ideas for not to get acne laser. Painful.
And can I just correct something really quick?
Yes.
It should be and, not a.
That's a good point.
Sorry, I'm all about the grammar.
That's awesome. See, you don't have to have good grammar to make money. It's so true.
Acne scar laser?
Probably unhealthy too in the long run.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, let's say
Not bad.
potentially unhealthy. All right. See, you guys could pull this off night and day. You guys just rocked it right
Why
there.
don't we just meet every night for 30 minutes? We all
Yeah.
just
That's
write
right.
it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The time factor because you have to then go to the appointments and take it
All
just
right.
adds a lot of time.
Healing too.
Mhm. Yeah, avoiding the sun.
That's
Yeah.
six.
You have to
You got
avoid the sun.
7 now.
Oh, perfect.
Do after 5.
All right.
Yeah.
Top 7 reasons.
Seven's always
All right.
We're overachievers in this room.
You are. All right. So let's go here now and say it is expensive. So let's say, medical. Actually, we don't even have to say that, okay? We're just going to talk about that part. So I'm going to go here, go to animations, and we're going to go just super basic right here. Okay, and then let's say we want to doctor this up with a picture too. So I'm going to come right over here to Google. Go to google.com/images. And remember, we're creating a video right now based on this keyword phrase right here. So we're going to go here to Google Images, and we're going to go here, and I'm just going to type in, let's say, acne. But I want to get up here to the advanced search. So I'm going to go here to search, or excuse me, not search settings. Let's go to advanced search. All right, so Google Images. So first I got to type that in, get this up here, and then go to advanced search. So we got the phrase acne here, and then I'm going to scroll down to where it says usage rights, right here where my mouse is. So usage rights, and I'm going to say free to use, share, or modify, even commercially. So free to use, share, or modify, even commercially. I'm going to go to advanced search on that, and we're going to let it do its thing here. Okay, so these are images that we could use. So let's say, so this is one that's free to use, and it would actually fit because she's kind of pointing at a scar-ish. So we're going to go to save image as, and I'm going to go not in the My Painted Life folder, but we're going to go to a different one here.
Yeah, don't put it there, please.
So let's go to a different option here. So let's just say acne video. So let's say acne video. Acne video, and then let's just say right here, let's call this scar removal, or acne scar, let's say. Okay, so there's acne scar. And then the next thing we're going to do is go right back over to our PowerPoint here, and I'm going to go to insert picture, and we're going to keep this thing simple. Okay, so we're going to find this, go to acne scar, let's say, okay, acne video, acne scar, and then let's size that image down a little bit. So there we go. Now we've upped the production value, if you will, of this video by just adding a picture to it. So it looks a little better than what we had before. And then the last thing we need to do is we need to have our link that's showing up. So first, before I do that, though, I always want to save my file, so save my work here. So I'm going to go to the documents, go save that right now. And notice it's not taking very long to do this whole process. So we're going to go here to Acne Videos, and there we go. That works for that file name. It's just the name of the product there. And let's go here, and we're just going to create a simple redirect link. So I'm going to go to bit.ly. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to need to grab, I'm going to insert my ClickBank link right here. So what I need to do now is go back to ClickBank. And at this point, you should have a ClickBank account, but we're going to cover how to open a ClickBank account as a bonus training. So it's something you guys can go through on your own. So what we're going to do here is go to this product, Acne No More, and I'm going to choose Promote by that big orange button, and I'm going to put in my ClickBank ID. So, okay, so I'm just going to throw that in there, and then this tracking ID is optional, but I'm going to track it just because I want to see within ClickBank where my sales are coming from. So I'm just going to type in YT, which stands for YouTube. So you can just plug that in there, choose Create. Now you've got your link right here. So you've got your link here. So we're going to copy that link, and then I'm going to go over here to bit.ly here. That's my link shortener, and go to shorten that link up. Okay, and there it is. It's already copied. So now we can come right over here, and we're going to paste this in there as a new slide. So I'm going to go to Insert. Let's go, whoops, back over here. So let's go to a new slide. There we go. Okay, so we got our new slide, and then actually I'm going to copy this slide here because this one will work a little easier. So we're going to duplicate that slide, slide this down, say here is the inexpensive alternative to your problem. And then we're going to hit Control V, paste that link in there. Now, in a perfect world, that would be like a website link or something, but for now, we're just going to stick with that, so it's going to be super basic that way. So now I'm just going to hit save on this. We are going to fire up our screen capture program here. So let me go here to slideshow. We're going to go to from a current slide. And actually, before we do that, let's jump on over here to our program here. So I'm going to go to Screencast-O-Matic. So Screencast-O-Matic, which is a free software for recording your videos.
Do that on the screen.
Okay, so let's fix that real quick here. All right. So now we're going to change this video to how to duplicate your screen in a presentation. Okay, so we go here to Screencast-O-Matic. So Screencast-O-Matic, and you need to just log in. So it's super basic. I mean, you just go to create your account. I'm already logged in right now, but I'm going to just say start recording. And there's a little button here that says record your screencast. So we're going to fire that up real quick. So first it's gonna launch for us here. So that'll take just a moment here. And the next thing we're going to do is choose our screen here and our microphone input. So you could actually choose, it's gonna record the default microphone that I have. But if you had a USB headset attached, it would pick that up as well. We're just gonna go with those settings and push that button down to send it down there. And then I am actually going to change my my screen size there. So we're just going to record the screen there. And let's go to size here. And let's go, you can change the setting down. So we're going to make that 720 so we can actually fit in this PowerPoint in here. So I'm going to go here and we're just going to get this to fit in there correctly. So I'm just going to go basic on this recording here, because sometimes it'll get funky on the actual recording. So we're just going to go like that to size it around the PowerPoint screen. So we're going to go right there, go back to settings, and then hit record. So 3, 2, 1, we're going to start recording. So you don't want to get acne scar removal laser treatment. I'm going to give you several reasons why. The top 7 reasons to not get an acne laser removal procedure is that it's expensive, it is very risky, painful, the fear before your appointment can blow your mind, potentially unhealthy, there's a huge time factor, time off of work, which equals lost money. There's many factors that could go into this. Not to mention the healing factor, the length of the healing process. If you could cure this naturally, there's many different solutions you could go through. Here is an inexpensive alternative to your problem. Go visit this link right now, which you're going to see below this video, or you could type this link into your browser and take a look, and it's going to take you to a great solution and proven solution for getting rid of your acne. All right, now we just hit stop on that. We hit done. There is our video. And actually, it's got an option to upload straight to YouTube if we want. But we're going to save that file.
You should have said homeopathic.
Oh!
Yes,
Yes.
because they're using lemons. They're using
Oh!
lemons.
Yes.
Natural.
See?
Healthy, natural.
You guys are getting it. Like, yeah.
That you can go pick off your tree in the yard.
So then I'm going to
Using
choose
household
my
items.
file name.
You
And my
already
file
have
name
it in
here
your refrigerator.
Will be
From farm to face.
How to Cure Acne from Farm to Face.
Sacramento
Wow.
Farm to Fork capital.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's cool.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, that's a good info product. Okay, so, all right, so let's regather here. All right, so acne, we're going to call this acne scar removal video. And I'm just going to go down here to publish. So you could choose where you want to publish it. So we're just going to browse. It's going to open the folder selection. And so let's go right over here to my folder here. So let's go to acne video. And we're just going to save that in there and then choose publish. So it's going to publish this video file. So we'll give it just a moment to do its thing, and then we're going to be ready to upload this. So we'll let it slowly do its thing, make sure the internet is going, and it is. So you have to be connected to the web because it's a web-based tool in order for this one to work. But if you do something like Camtasia, you do not have to be on the web, to be connected. So you can record your videos anywhere, like the front seat of your car in the garage. So you can make money anywhere. All right, so now that that is done, we are going to go over here to YouTube. And I'm going to log into my YouTube account. So we're going to go to youtube.com. And I'm going to go here to upload. So we're going to upload this video. I'm going to select the file. So I've got my acne video already here, acne scar removal video. We're going to let that do its upload thing. And this is the keyword that we were working from. So acne scar removal and we're gonna make it look a little better. So I'm gonna say acne scar removal with laser, and then watch what I'm gonna do to draw traction to it. And we're gonna capitalize those so it looks a little cleaner. Okay, so acne scar removal with laser, and then I'm going to plug in here, so top 7 reasons to avoid. All right, and then in our description, I'm going to say, check out this link for a homeopathic acne scar removal treatment that does not involve lasers. Okay, and then we'll put our link right in there. So let me go here and grab my bit.ly link again. So I'm just going to copy that. Hit Control C to copy and jump right back over here. Hit that, and then it's already uploaded. So we're going to go here to tags now, and we're going to choose some different options here. So we're going to say, let's say acne. So acne is a disease, and then we're going to say acne cure. We're going to say homeopathic solutions. We will say natural cures, and let's throw in a few more keywords. And these are the tags that are going to show up. So in your description, you can just be very basic. Paragraph, you don't want to stuff keywords. So you want to go use the keyword. You don't want to add tons of keywords to the title. So notice what I did there. I put in acne scar removal with laser, but I also gave them a reason to watch it. So they're not just going to learn, but they're going to be like, ooh, what are the top 7 reasons I shouldn't get this procedure, or I should avoid it, you know? So that's what we're going to do there. So putting in just a few words there. Let's go, now that we've done that, we can set our thumbnail. So I'm going to choose the thumbnail that has the picture on it, because people are attracted to images. So they're naturally going to want to check this video out. Because in YouTube, as you're scrolling through, you've got all these thumbnails. So that's what we're talking about here, is those thumbnails. So you want to have one that has your picture on it. Plain and simple. It works a lot easier. Now we're just going to hit publish. And we can go here, hit copy. And our video should show up here. There it is.
So you don't want to get
there it is. So we have now published a video.
7 reasons why. The top 7 reasons to not get an active.
Now that's top 1 reason why you should have a USB headset.
Exactly.
But there is many other, that's why it's good to have a better headset, a better mic, and also I'm talking a little louder too, because I'm like, right here and I'm talking to an audience. So, but if you're in a quiet room, these microphones will be sufficient. Not to mention it depends on the speaker too. It's going to depend how it lays out. But you guys get the point, right? It makes sense to how you can do this. So this video is now set up, and notice if I clicked on this link, boom, that's got my affiliate link in it. So if I go here,
Hello, I'm Mike.
and Mike's going to talk to us about getting rid of acne. So if I go down here, scroll to the very bottom of this page, notice whose affiliate link is right here. Affiliate equals, and I don't recommend you make your ClickBank ID that goofy. That was my first ClickBank account. They still joke with me about that
What
one.
is it? We can't see it.
3G57TY4E. That is my first account, because I was afraid somebody would steal mine. I didn't realize it makes more sense to have a better account like mine now is Real Guys, for the Real Guys that we do. I am Guru PLR, Painted Life, whatever market you're going into, that would make sense for your keyword, right? So for your name. But that was my first attempt, so I use this one for examples on a lot of things. But notice the .yt, that tells me, so when I'm going through my ClickBank reports, I'm going to see, it'll say TID in my ClickBank reports, and it'll say YT, which means, oh, okay, that sale came from YouTube. If I take the same link and put it on my blog, I could say B, or I could write the word blog. And so now I would know, oh, cool, that traffic came from my blog. Or if I did it from Ezine articles, I could say, oh, okay, that came from Easy, so Ezine articles. So that way I'm tracking where my sales are coming from, so I know what's working, what to do more of. You don't have to do that, but it's so cool because it's free. It doesn't cost you any more to test where your traffic's coming from. So that is, in a nutshell, the process that we're talking about. Now, can you guys do that every night? Do one video like that every single night? I did this with an audience watching me do it in less than 5 minutes, and I had some issues here, obviously, and it still went off within 5 minutes. We were able to create a video. So if you could sit down, do the keyword research like I just did. You could pull off little promotional videos and kickstart this process. 1, 2 of these a night. And then it's on to just doing more of them, feeding traffic. Then you can take this same link here and you could go out to, go out to another website. Like let's say there's several of these social bookmarking sites. Let's just go here to social bookmarking and we'll find a website here. Actually, the first thing you can do to start getting it traffic is go to Twitter. Even if you have no followers, just tweet that link out. So I could go here to Twitter, twitter.com, and I could say, I am giving a live presentation on ClickBank on affiliate marketing, made this video live. So you don't have to say that. You could just say, hey, check out my newest video, and then drop a link in there. So that's going to help kind of that's going to help kickstart this whole process of getting this out there. So now I can take this link and I can go out here on Twitter, tweet that link out there, and now we've got traffic coming to it from Twitter. So, and that's with even no followers, you can do that because Google looks at Twitter. It's going to help index your video. So then when you're going through the regular Google searches and somebody types in this keyword, which is apparently a hot topic keyword phrase, we're going to go here to Google. There's a good chance your video may show up there. Now mine won't because it's new, but if you scroll down here eventually, you might see like your video starting to show up here for some people. So people are not only going to find it on YouTube, which is obviously where they're searching for it, but they're going to find this keyword within the regular Google searches. So that's how powerful this can be. Bing also feeds in YouTube videos, so the Bing search engine can now start picking it up, and it keeps going on from there. I'll show you guys another quick tidbit here. While we're standing here on this website on Google, if you do a keyword search for Google, so I've typed in laser acne scar removal. I've typed in laser, I didn't type this in, excuse me. I typed in acne scar removal with laser. So that's the keyword people are looking for. Then if I come down here in this section of things, so right down here, it's going to say searches related to acne scars. So these are additional keywords that I could do videos on. The options here are limitless to the kind of videos you guys could be creating. And this is just one channel to get yourself out there. The other channel, of course, is going out to blogs. It's going out to creating your own little, WordPress websites. You're not relying on these, things that are redirect, URLs, so you can have your own link that you send them to, so you can be building your list. But this is just one channel that you guys could be sending people to. So it's very powerful once you master this step, because then you can go on to other methods and start doing, press release marketing. You could start doing articles to your website. You could just, do a whole other slew of marketing methods. So it's going to just keep blowing up from there. All right, so we're here. We're going to just prove here that this link worked when we were over here on ClickBank. So you notice it'll say affiliate equals, if you look in very closely at the bottom, and it'll say affiliate equals, and it should have your affiliate ID. So that's one quick way to test. So you go through the order process. You just choose add to cart. You don't have to buy the product, but you can go there. Just make sure your link's working. You should see your affiliate ID. If you don't, it means you got to go try the process again to make sure you got it. Otherwise, you're not going to get credit. So I always like to check before I promote anyway. And so that just wanted to show you guys that worked. So this was that simple video we made. This is an easy, duplicatable process. This is just a very quick, simple example of what we did, So you guys can do, with a little more thought, you guys could put together. I did this live, putting this video together. So you can easily do this, in your sleep, basically. It's super simple, 1 or 2 of these a night. And before you know it, if you just focus on doing 1 of these a night, after a month, you've got 30 videos. After 2 months, you've got 60 videos. And then that's pretty good traction because you're now really all over the web now doing these simple strategies. And so that's just one of the methods we're going to talk about. So I'm going to jump back over here to our PowerPoint here that we're talking about. And we're going to go back to going through the niche market research. So I'm going to go to back here to presenting from our slide here. And we'll make sure that syncs up as it should. So we're over here, on our slide. So we're going to go over, obviously, choosing the niche on ClickBank. We just covered that live, so you guys kind of saw the step-by-step as we went through ClickBank. So another great way to do your niche marketing is with a website called ezinearticles.com. So ezine or ezine, depending on how you want to say it, is an article It's an article directory, so it's loaded with different articles, and it basically, what I like to use them for, one, you can create articles and you can actually be an expert. It's one of the older school ways to get traffic, but it still works. People still get it. It still gets decent rankings in Google and other search sites, so it is a great place to kind of establish yourself as an expert. It isn't, probably the bee's knees like it used to be. It's not like the big deal, that it once was, but it still is an effective means to get traffic. But I love to use them for niche research because they tell me right here, all these different article categories that you're seeing right over here are great, niche markets that you could be pursuing. So you can see all kinds of niche markets. Another one, you can go to Amazon.com and actually choose your niche. So what I like to do, you want to go to Kindle Books. So the Kindle Books category, which is right over here. So that's where the books are. And you can see, okay, business and investing. And then you've got, the health and fitness category. So if I were to click on the health and fitness category, it would actually expand into other options. So things like diet might show up, recipes, those different kind of ideas. So if for whatever reason, if going to ClickBank Marketplace isn't doing it for you and you're still kind of struggling with ideas of, well, what do I cover? What kind of YouTube videos could I do? Then you could use some of these short methods I'm teaching you right now. The same thing works though for if you're partnering with somebody to create information products. If you're creating information products on your own, you could be going through here and going, oh, I never thought about comedy. That would be a great thing because that's something I'm getting paid to do. That would be a product. So that would give you guys some ideas as you're going through here. Dummies.com, by far one of the best niche research sites out there. If it is in the dummies.com store, it's almost a guarantee it's a decent niche market because they spend all this money to go out there, research these books, put them together. It costs a lot of money to do a physical book like that. And so, they're paying a lot of money to put these together, paying a lot of money to market them. So you can go to the dummies.com store. You're going to see things like LinkedIn for Dummies. And you might say, oh my goodness, my LinkedIn profile is how I get all my customers. So, wow, I think I could do a course on how to be effective with LinkedIn. So you can just go through dummies.com. You could be like, oh my goodness, I'm an expert on my iPad. Boom, there's your info product idea right there. So over here on dummies.com, you can see all the different categories, but you've got even crocheting for dummies. So maybe you're an expert at crochet or you're a crochet master, if that's what they call it. And if you can do that and somebody wants to film you crocheting or using different techniques and different hooks and hoops or whatever else they use to do it, then you can do an info product on that. So the options are pretty much limitless. Magazines.com, that is another phenomenal way to go out there and basically verify if it is a strong niche. For example, there's actually on magazines.com, that's why I know the model train niche is so big. There's a whole magazine that goes out to people that are model train enthusiasts. Now, for them to produce a magazine, get advertisements, there's obviously a lot of money incurred there too. You got to have staff, you got to put it together, you got to have printing costs, shipping costs, you got to spend the time to get advertisers, you got to have advertisers that are interested in that niche or have products. So if it's in a magazine, it's probably a good niche market. There's DIY magazines for those kind of things. There's beauty magazines. It's a niche market if it's in there. So magazines.com is another great way to verify a niche. Clickbank.com, or YouTube.com, as we've already covered, is another great way. You're just typing in a main keyword. Boom, wow, there's 20 million views on these videos. There's 5 million on this. There's 800,000 views. Okay, that's my niche. So if you really feel the need to double check your work, if you will, then that's when you could do these other methods. But personally for me, if it's in the ClickBank Marketplace and it's doing well, it's high up there in the ladder, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go with it. So this also works though if you're creating your own product, which is the next thing we're talking about now. So now we've touched on affiliate marketing. We're going to touch on it a little bit later as well. But product creation is the next thing we're going to zero in on. So here's product launch step number 1. That's choosing your niche. And we've already covered what a niche is in the previous lesson as we were going through this. So your niche market, are things like you need to lose weight. You want to earn extra income. So all these kind of things are strong niche markets. So we're going to see if this will, there we go. So, need help building a website, all these kind of things. People that enjoy chickens, people that, know how to build things for goats, all that kind of stuff could go gangbusters, like chicken coop plans is another very popular product on ClickBank. So how to build chicken coop plans. So maybe somebody how to keep your goats corralled safely or whatever. If you could teach somebody how to do that, you could rock it with an info product. All you need is a camera and a little determination. You can make this stuff happen. So all these things. So choosing your niche, other ideas, life experience. So if you're a parent, if I was talking to somebody earlier, if you've raised your kids and they never went to jail, you could create an info product, you know. If you've raised kids and they went to jail, maybe you got through that, you could still do an info product, probably in a different angle. But I mean, it doesn't matter. If you're parenting, you've got experience. I don't care what it is. You know, as a parent, there are so many experiences we go through. If you've remodeled your kitchen, and even if it was a disaster, you have an info product because you can teach people to do everything that you did do, you know, so, or that you didn't do that you wish you had now, you know. So based on your experiences, you guys can rock an information product. Teaching experience, if you're a teacher, you've got it nailed down, you know. Like my dad's a music teacher. He could obviously teach people how to do music if he wanted to. Leadership training. If you had a weight loss success story, you could do well. If you're somebody that got, you know, ripped or whatever, you could do that. If you had some sort of success on social media, overcame an illness using natural methods, all these things are ways that you could create an information product. So look at your own life experiences if you're still at that phase of struggling. Your passions and interests, I mean, I touched on that. It does not have to be your passions and interests because you can quickly become passionate about something that's feeding your family and making you money. You'll quickly love it. So hobbies, sports are a big one. I'm working with a guy in a baseball product. Step number 2, though, when it comes to creating your product, this one's kind of fun. So whenever I create a product, and it really doesn't matter, if, like this product I'm creating right now, live, in front of people, I always start with the product outline. So this is the product outline that I put together for a self-improvement product. And I'm just using this as an example. I got this over to somebody that actually wrote up the product. I outsourced it, and this product's, you know, ready to be launched. I haven't launched it yet, just because I've had other, you know, things that are more pressing and more important. But you know, this is out there. You know, this is ready to rock. So in this example here, I start with modules. So I consider whether I'm doing a video product or an ebook, I still do the same system. Because to me, a module could be a chapter if I was writing an ebook. Or if I was doing videos, that could be a video. So module 1 or video 1 would be, what is self-improvement? So that's where I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to define what self-improvement is, like what it means to better yourself. I'm going to touch on in my book, okay, how to improve yourself financially, how to improve your health, how to improve yourself spiritually with relationships and with time management. So those were the key areas that I looked to, and I did some simple research on self-improvement forums to come up with this idea. So this exact product outline, this is exactly how I create all my products. Super simple. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take you guys through my entire product so you guys can see how it was outlined. Module 2 would be, you know, how to improve yourself financially, so that's where you go into steps to improve your finances. So then I list out what I'm going to cover. So what this does for me is this makes creating info products super easy. So instead of me looking at blank PowerPoints or me looking at blank Word documents, I'm now actually sitting here and looking at, okay, well, this is what I'm going to cover now. I'm going to tackle this part of the product. Like I've created products that had over 100 videos with them. So over 100 videos, step-by-step tutorial videos teaching, you know, how to run a business from home. And it wasn't overwhelming, though, because I started with this, and I was like, okay, I'll tackle that video, I'll tackle these videos, boom, boom, boom. So this makes it way easy. So like this part, I go into steps to improve your finances. So then I go, okay, I think for this, I need to cover things like budgeting, starting a home business, alternative income streams, sell your non-needed assets, investing, getting out of debt. So these are all ways people can improve themselves financially. I go on to the next phase, improving your health. So what are some common ways to improve your health? Well, I could talk a little bit about dieting, exercise, supplements, natural health methods, or managing stress. Different ideas for that. Module 4, spiritual growth. Okay, I could touch on that. Bible study, finding a group of like-minded people, worship, prayer. You know, you could touch on those things as well in that element of it. Relationships. So you could think, you know, in your mind, and obviously if it's a product that you know about already, or if you're working with somebody that knows this, like I did the baseball product. He's a professional baseball player. He comes in wearing his Kansas City Royals gear, and he's got a notepad with all the things on it. Well, I wasn't going to argue with him, you know. He knew what he was going to cover already, you know. So he came in, he did it on a simple, notepad that you can buy for 10 cents, you know, in the back to school sales. And, you know, he just wrote it out, you know, what he's going to cover. So he's like, I'm going to cover this drill, I'm going to cover that drill, I'm going to cover this drill. The only suggestion I had for him was I did a little research, and I'm like, well, you know, one concern people have is bat speed, you know, how to get their bat speed. So he's like, okay, cool, yeah, this is the drill I do for that. So then he showed that. But the people, if you partner with somebody on a product creation, and so you go out and you say, okay, I'm going to find somebody that's good at this, and I'm going to partner with them. They're going to already have the outline done. They just need to script it out. So steps to improve those relationships. I went into like listening skills, understanding other people, the needs of others, putting others before yourself, taking care of those around you. So those kind of things. Module 6, I covered time management. What is time management? Methods to improve your time management. Finding the perfect place to work, what time works best for you. So you guys get the idea, but I created an entire product that covered about 100 pages just with this simple outline. Is that cool? Mm-hmm. Excellent. So then I always close out here. So I always have a closing or action steps in all my info products, or most of the ones. Some of them you don't need that, but like for this one in particular, I just summarized everything again, and that could be chapter 7 or video 7. So now we have a 7 video course. And the reason I like doing this as opposed to, now books, don't get me wrong, you can do a lot with books. Books can take you far because they're kind of like a business card. That's a whole other story though, because they can build up your credibility. But when you're doing an info product, you can charge higher prices. So if you had, even if let's say you just put this on a DVD, the maximum you could probably sell a DVD for is $24, $24.95 before people are tripping and going, no, that's way too expensive. But the second you package it up and it's digital and it's like you've got pictures with it and you're like, I've got a 7 video course. All of a sudden, that hour-long course, it may only be an hour, it may not even be as long as a DVD, but they're looking at it as going, wow, that's 7 different videos. And then you throw in the PDFs with it, boom, now you've got an info product that you can charge $50 for instead of $20. So it makes you scale up a lot quicker. That's why I love info products and online, because you're limited if you're doing DVDs. Now, it's not saying you couldn't bundle like each one of the videos onto 7 different discs and then you could sell a physical product. But for me, I don't like to manage fulfillment. I don't like to do that extra headache stuff. I would rather them just buy my product, download it, even if it's 3 a.m. They can still be digesting my material. Half of my customers are in the United Kingdom. So half of them, not United Kingdom, but United Kingdom, Australia, I should say overseas. So we're talking the main, Malaysia, United Kingdom, Australia. They're all over the place, which is another reason I love ClickBank for selling my products, because they accept payments in there's 190 different countries that purchase products through ClickBank. So they've now just gotten established in Brazil. I'll give you guys a little pointer there. Brazil is a hot market. ClickBank actually just established the Brazilian currency, which is where people buy the product. They buy whatever it is they're going to buy. They get a printout from ClickBank, and they go to their local store because they prefer to pay for things this way. They go to their local store, they pay in their cash, and then the person at the retailer scans it, and it automatically will have an email sent to them. So ClickBank's that innovative. So they're now able to infiltrate the Brazilian market. Well, Brazil is really big in like fitness and looking good and all that. So if you can create an info product on how to look fit, how to look good, you could go partner with somebody that can translate into Portuguese, and then you've got your product out there in the Brazilian market. So now you've gone international with it. So that's the big thing that I love about ClickBank. So we're going to touch here on creating your info product, so you guys get some ideas. So the first thing that we'll touch on is after you select your niche, it's time to create your digital product. After you've gone through your product outline, we're at that phase. So you want to decide what format you want to deliver it in. Now, usually when I'm at that last phase, I've already decided like, okay, I'm going video with this, or I'm going to go with, an ebook. For me, I personally like doing videos because they're way easier to produce. Because once you're done, doing the screen capture recording, you're done. You've got your info product. So here's some examples. You've got ebooks, you've got video courses, you got PowerPoint slides like this, step-by-step over-the-shoulder training, which we've already done in this, where I went through YouTube. But let's say you're somebody that knows how to do Excel, you can knock that out as well. Live demonstrations, that's where you have somebody like, teaching how to hit a baseball, teaching people how to improve their golf swing, all these kind of different things. Audio courses, series of short reports. You could actually do a live webinar trainings where you can actually create your products live. I was talking to somebody not that long ago about basically you can sell your product, and then you can actually sell your product and then create it live. I'm actually creating a training right now that I'm selling it for $300 right now. When it's all recorded live, I'm going to be selling it for $500. I pre-sold people on it, and I'm actually just week by week, I do a webinar every Friday with them until the product's all done. I didn't even have to have my product done before I did that. That's the power of this business. It's very cool that way because you don't even have to have your product done. You can have people, pay you, and then as long as you know what dates you're going to be recording on, you're good. You're good to go. Coaching services, those would be more, advanced things. You could do even expert interviews, so you really do not need to be the expert. You could go around, if you're good at interviewing people, you could go around and say, hey, I want to get a group of, 10 people that are personal trainers, and I'm going to interview them for 30 minutes. And you're not giving them a cut of the profits. You're basically, you're helping them get exposure, and they know that going in. Like, you want to be upfront, be like, hey, I'm going to sell this. But for them, it's a win because they're gaining exposure. Because they're going, hey, I am, now in front of however many people buy this product. I'm seen as the expert because I've been interviewed in this info product. So it's a win-win in that way. You can go around and interview experts and create your products. So other things that you could launch would be like services, but we're not going to touch on that as much until the very end. But some ideas for creating your ebook, and I'm going to buzz through some of these here. Creating your product, so it's generally between 25 to 100 pages of content. And this is where you'd want to consider including images to really spice it up. So you want to try and include images, like doing the Google Images thing we were talking about, because it does kind of offset rather than logging into a big long ebook with lots of just words of content. Less is sometimes more with ebooks. So you want to try and limit the fluff, get to the point. You can actually survive with a 25-page ebook. It does not need to be 100 pages. It does not. And it will sell very well as a PDF. As long as you're teaching people how to solve a certain problem, you're in great shape. So some tools that you'll need for that, Microsoft Word or OpenOffice Writer. Some other ideas here, creating your outline, like we've already touched on that. So we're going to buzz through that part. Researching your topic, I would say, relevant websites, forums, watching videos and taking notes, even if you're not sure about your niche. If you're pretty sure about your niche market, it should be pretty easy to make that product. But if you're somebody that says, hey, I see the acne niche is huge, and I'm just going to research like crazy and create my own information product. There's actually a Harvard study somewhere that was talking about how if you've studied something for, I believe it was 100 hours or something, it was a certain amount of time where it was only a few days time, where, full long days, but where basically you would become an expert. If you studied something for long enough, you'd become an expert on that. So with the proper study, a lot of these info products that you're seeing on ClickBank that do extremely well, believe it or not, they're actually outsourced, So, there's people creating potty training courses that don't even have kids, but they're creating these courses because they either partnered with somebody that had that skill, or they just outsourced it. They found somebody and said, hey, research this topic. These are the points that people want to know about, and then I'm going to market this. And they pay them, money to do that. So your opportunities are literally unlimited when it comes to this. You can outsource it through a site called freelancer.com. I'm going to share about outsourcing sites here in a moment as well. So you can record your voice and transcribe it yourself later. So like what I'm doing right now would actually make a phenomenal book. There's so much content. Everything I'm saying could actually be transcribed and put into a book as well. Use a free software called Audacity to record your voice. And so a lot of people can talk faster than they can type, like myself. So I talk fairly quick because I have a lot of content to give. And so if you can do that, you can actually create books. And then you could actually have your book translated, and then you could sell into other niches on ClickBank. So it really just gets, really big. And that's how to create a simple ebook if you just spoke. So maybe you're not a typer, but you can speak. You could use Dragon Naturally Speaking, and it could be going to town for you, and then you could just edit it. So it takes 1 or 2 hours of recorded content for a full book. Like we've probably got 2 or 3 books here by the time we're all wrapped up. So attack it one bullet point at a time, no matter what info product you are creating. And don't try to do it all at once. That's probably the biggest thing that deters people is they get to a point and they're like, I'm just too busy. Or they keep thinking, I've got to wait till I have 5 hours to do this. I got to have 4 or 5 hours straight in order to do this. And that's the wrong mindset. If you look at it as, and that's why I love my outlines that I do. If you look at it as, hey, I can attack this one bullet point at a time. So I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to cover budgeting right now. And so you go through and you just cover budgeting. Then you're done for the night. That's maybe 30 minutes of your time. So you're not tripping off, do I have 5 to 10 hours straight? No, if you just attack it one little bit at a time, you can make it happen. And so that's key for creating your own info product. I would say at the very least, when you edit your ebook, have a close family member go through it, or you could actually just do the basic editing tools like the self-check using those. Couple things for formatting an ebook when you are creating your own ebook. Make sure your paragraphs aren't too long. Have bold subheadings within the chapters. Have a clear stop and end points for those chapters. create an index for the ebook so it's easy for people to go through, and then make sure the pictures are in the right places. That's super key and super important. So step number 2 of creating a product is we're still on to creating the product. We're going to talk about a video product now. In the product creation part of actually creating your product is, if you decide to go with the video course, this is what you're going to go through. So video courses, they have a lot of value to them. Video is hot right now. Everybody likes videos. So it's probably one of the preferred methods because I feel it's quicker to make a video rather than writing a whole ebook, but there's some people that love to write. So several types of video courses or combinations. You have a PowerPoint style, much like this one that you're watching right now. Step-by-step, the screen capture recordings, live demonstrations. We already touched on that as well. So bullet points teaching your topic. You want to structure your training similar to the outlines that we did, like if you were doing an ebook. And on outline, include your main modules at the top of the slide. So, like whatever module you're covering, whether it's, if it's budgeting, for example, you would put budgeting at the top of your slide and then list out your bullet points, and then there's your topic. And then you can speak to that. And if you wanted to transcribe that later, then you could have an ebook to offer with your video. So you could package it together. You don't need to use long sentences. Short bullet points work just well. And to record your video course, if you're doing screen capture, you could use Camtasia, which is a good option. Or if you want some free options, there's Cam Studio, there's Jing, which is like $15, or there's Screencast-O-Matic, which is free, and then they have a $15 yearly option, which takes away the the little logo at the bottom. So if you don't have a headset, I would recommend using your built-in microphone, but I would recommend at the very least a Logitech USB headset. They work really well. So step-by-step screen capture recordings, they would be simple, how-to instructional videos. So that's where you're showing people, well, how to use any kind of software, how to use any kind of website out there. So how to use Windows Movie Maker, how to use Jing, how to use, a great tutorial would be how to use Photoshop, how to use Paint.net, how to use GIMP, how to use any of those open source softwares that are out there. Tons of information product ideas there. So if you can download a software and try and master it, or you use it in your business, you could do a step-by-step screen capture tutorial showing people on how to use it. And then, let's say you're somebody who uses QuickBooks, you could do an info product on how to use QuickBooks. So there's great ideas for that. Live demonstrations or teaching, so use your phone camera or a digital camera that you own already. Teach in front of a whiteboard with cameras on you, so you could teach in front of a whiteboard. And if I was focused more on whiteboard training, I could be sitting here with the camera on me right now, and I could be jotting down notes saying, hey, do this, and I could be talking about fitness, budgeting, whatever it is I wanted to talk about, I could be doing that in front of a whiteboard. Shoot your video in a well-lit environment, so where there's good lighting. Film live demonstrations. So let's say you have people that are into exercise and you're filming them doing exercises. Well, this is the proper way to do crunches. This is the proper way to, do push-ups, whatever it is, that kind of stuff. This is the proper way to apply makeup to cover up acne, those kind of demonstrations. Setting up the perfect model train set, cooking demonstrations, how to cook like the paleo diet, which is a hot topic, how to do sports skills, all those kind of things. Audio courses is just a whole nother way. It's another avenue people digest content is audibly. Now I'll give you guys a hint. They're not as hot as videos. They used to be a really big way to make products, but I still include them because you can actually use them as a bonus. So you could actually take your video. Once you've done your video, you can actually use Camtasia and just render it as an MP3 file, which is an audio. And then right there, you've now got, if you're doing a PowerPoint style, you can save the PowerPoint as a PDF. So with all that done, you've now got a PDF that you're giving people, you've got your video, and you also have your MP3 audio. So now you can use that as a selling point as, hey, if you purchase now as a bonus, I'm going to throw in the audio version of my course. And that way, people are like, wow, I see the value in it, and they're even more apt to pay more money or want to pay more money. So tools needed for that, there's a free software called Audacity if you want to record the audio, and you can see the link there, or you could just do a Google search. Again, we'll go right back to the USB headset, super important for that. A good length is between 1 hour and 2 hours for the course. Some courses might go 4 to 6 hours or longer, so it depends on the course. You can break up the recordings into sessions for easier listening to make it a little bit better on the ears, or if there's people, just to make it a little bit easier on people to digest. The other part of it, consider offering the transcriptions to it as a bonus. So you could take your audio, then you could type out everything you said, but that's kind of painful, so you could go out to Fiverr or Odesk or any number of websites and actually find people that you could actually, have them transcribe your content for you. Short reports. So let's say you're somebody that doesn't want to create entire ebooks. You could create small products. They're quick to set up and they can actually sell well. They could be great for lead generation, so you can actually get buyers onto your list. Buyers tend to be more responsive when it comes to sending them emails because they have a credit card, they like to use it, they have PayPal, they like to use it and buy things. So you could do short 7 to 15 page reports and have maybe 2 or 3 short reports. And that way you're not stressed about having a big long ebook or a big long video course. So short video courses would also do well. So as long as you're giving people, good content, you're good to go. You may not be able to charge as much, but as long as you're giving them good content, you're good to go. It's a great for lead generation for your first product. And again, just start with your bullet points and ideas. It can be easily written and completed within 1 day. So that's the cool thing. You can sit down in a weekend and do a 7 to 15 page report if you focus, and then there's your first information product. Fast turnaround time on those as well. The other part of creating a product, you could offer a live webinar series. So that's where you give content in the form of live webinars. So it's an excellent way to sell a product before it's done. One thing you can do is you could actually sell the training to it through maybe something like PayPal, and then you could go to ClickBank after it's all recorded and launch it out there on the ClickBank platform. So you could get people to pay you, go onto your Facebook, go to your audience and say, hey, I'm going to record a product teaching people how to use WordPress or how to use Windows Movie Maker, and I'm charging $7. When it goes live, I'm going to charge $17. So you can make a little bit of money before it's done, and it also kind of forces you into a timeline. Like, I love it because it forces me to get my products created. So instead of me sitting there and spending 2-3 years to create a product and keep going, oh, I need to get that product out, I actually have a captive audience that's paid me, and if I don't deliver that content, they're going to all refund. So it kind of puts the pressure on me to finally get that product out there. So if you're somebody that needs that extra push, live webinar series is a great way to create a product. It's the quickest way to market because you don't have to wait for your product to be done. You can get right onto the sales and the marketing part. All you need to do is just make sure that it is recorded, and you could use Google Plus for hosting the webinar for free. So again, we're back to no barrier to entry. There is nothing that should be holding you back. So we're not asking you to, spend $100 a month on a webinar software. There is a free platform out there called Google Hangouts that you can use. Another thing you can do is consider using a backup screen tool, a screen capture tool like Screencast-O-Matic. Google Hangouts will also record everything you're doing. So you could actually do what I'm doing right now. That's another free way to record PowerPoint videos, is to use Google Hangouts, because that will actually record your screen. So you can just share your screen. So there's lots of really powerful ways that you can do that. So really know what you'll be covering in depth for better sales. So that way when you're selling it, you actually know exactly what you're covering. And that's where a product outline comes into play. The next aspect here, coaching services. This is another way that doesn't force you to have a product done. So you could say, I'm going to offer life coaching services. I'm going to do business investment advice coaching. I'm going to do fitness or dieting coaching help. Those kind of things, whatever your niche market is. I'm going to do money saving advice. I'm going to do language advice on how to speak Japanese or any other language out there. You could offer one-on-one mentoring as upsells. These work really good as upsells to your information product, or they could be a standalone product as well. So people love to get their hands held. They like to get that step-by-step. So you could say, hey, I'm going to throw this out there and give people some step-by-step training. You can offer sessions of your time as a service to your clients. Another great way to go. So another part of creating your product, so whole nother avenue. So I'm giving you guys all the different ways you can create an information product. So when you guys are done here, all you have to do is determine, okay, am I going to write an ebook? Am I going to do a video product? Am I going to do expert interviews? Am I going to do a live webinar series? How am I going to create my product so I can start selling it? So that's the goal here. So creating your product, this is where you find an expert in your chosen niche market and you interview them. So you could record a free Skype session, or you could do Google Hangout for that same little interview that you're doing. So you don't need fancy technology. Google Hangout will record the interaction between you two, so you've got your video, or you could just do have it record the audio component, and there's your info product. It automatically goes right up to YouTube. You can download straight from YouTube, and now you've got your info product created by just doing an expert interview with somebody else that has knowledge. Have a prepared list of questions ready for the interview if you go this route. And one good thing is kind of get their bio ahead of time so you don't stumble through the bio section as you're introducing them, so you kind of know a little bit about them. Act like you're having a regular conversation with them. Keep it casual, keep it low key. It's super awesome. You can even research other interviews on YouTube to get ideas. They'll respond to you with either, another cool way to do an interview is a written interview. So you could actually send them an email with a list of questions. And in fact, I had somebody right now, or just while I'm doing this product, actually contact me because he wants 10 minutes of my time to do an interview product. And he's somebody that I'm going to do it because he's got a lot of recognition in the internet space. And he's going to help get my name out there too. So it's a win for me because I'm actually getting my name out there. So anybody watching this can say, hey, I want to interview Paul about what he does. That's awesome, So if it fits, I don't mind spending 30 minutes to help, teach people. But at the same time, it also makes me look, it gets me into more places that I couldn't reach. So it's a win-win in that relationship. So he's actually doing a simple written interview, and it's 3 questions. And it's a cool way he's doing it. And he's asking all these different experts the same 3 questions. It's a really cool concept, and it works great. So you can create a product by just interviewing people on a hot niche market. So you could go through the niche selection process, find people that, and then just go through, find people that you could interview, and there's your info product. So another great way. Allow them to do stuff like pitch their website, products, or services because, hey, they're giving up some of their time. So let them say, hey, well, how can people find you? Let them give their website link. Make it a win-win situation, and they could also be a joint venture partner. That's another tremendous strategy. Because if you're interviewing the right expert, see, this guy's brilliant because he's getting 30 experts. Now, all of us have an email list, and we all like to basically, let people know what we're doing. So we could say, hey, look, I just got interviewed by so-and-so, and you should check out our interview right now. And I hit my email list, so do the other 29 guys. Next thing you know, he's now got 30 joint venture partners on board. So how powerful is that, right? Super powerful because you can go network with 10 experts in a niche market, and then lo and behold, they're going to be more apt to promote the product because they were a part of it. So it's super cool how you could do that. You could do an interview series of 5 experts. You could even pre-sell the interview series and then just space out the interviews with people too. Done for you services, so you could do things like, hey, I'm going to do graphic design, I'm going to do your makeup, I'm going to do writing articles, short reports, I'm going to do video editing services, bookkeeping services, SEO services, website design, blog setup, computer programming. These are all things that you could launch out there. So maybe not creating a product is not your cup of tea, but doing stuff for other people may just be that, So there's a lot of things that you can do. And now I'm going to touch on creating your perfect product package. So once you've actually created that information product, you've put together information product, I'm going to talk a little bit about ways you can maximize your profits and make as much money. So to maximize your price and overall sales, you want to add in more value to your offers. And so here's some ways, and I touched on a few of those already. But one of them, here's a perfect example. Create a video from a PowerPoint. Turn the PowerPoint into a PDF by saving it to PDF format. Turn the audio from the video into an MP3 file. Consider maybe a short report. Maybe instead of having a 50-page main ebook, maybe you have a 43-page main ebook, and the other 7 pages you throw into a short report that you position as a short report. It's all about positioning and creating that perfect product package because you're going to get way more value that way, especially if you give them all the different mediums to digest your content from. Use PLR content as well for an added bonus. So there's actually another place that literally is going to blow your mind. If you look up private label rights, it's content that you have the rights to repurpose, to rebrand as if it was your very own. I've actually created info products from PLR material myself. I've actually sold products with rights that people have taken and done big launches on. You can actually find products out there that have what's called private label rights to them. You could type in private label rights acne, and I could actually have my own product on beauty, and I don't have to know anything about beauty tips because it's already been researched in this private label rights course. And I could just go through, take all the content, let's say it's an ebook, and I could repurpose that into a video, and I could use that. I could take that PLR content if it fits with my target market, and I could throw that in as a bonus report without having to write another word of content. All by paying maybe $7 or $27 for the rights to use that content. Now that's pretty powerful. So the sky is literally the limit. One thing that I always do with my products is I always offer a live Q&A session with the product creator, and then what I do is I record it on Google Hangout, so the recording is now live, or excuse me, it's now out there, so I can actually just download it from YouTube and then just set it to private so it's not publicly out there. And then now I've got my download link to put on my download page. So I don't have to always be doing a Q&A for the future buyers. They've got access to the Q&A session, and people can learn a lot from Q&A because they're asking questions and those types of things. Be creative with your offer to help you stand out. That's super key. If you want to have success as an infopreneur creating info products, you've got to be creative to help yourself stand out. And it's going to help you go way further. So whether it's you're creating more content, maybe you're the one that's adding in an ebook with it, along with the video, maybe you're offering the PDF, you're giving people the whole enchilada. They're going to want to go to you. So some other things, the key thing there is just get out there and start creating your product. So now we're going to talk about freelancing as another revenue stream for you. So I'm going to go over the basics of freelancing so you guys understand how that is going to work. So freelancing is when you get paid to do work for someone else. So that is what freelancing is in a nutshell. It's basically, in a sense, you might be saying like, well, I'm trying to get out of my job, so why would I want to do work for someone else? But I got started in my business doing freelance work, which I was doing search engine optimization for people. I was setting my own hours. It didn't matter. I could still go to Disneyland with my family and then work on my client work in the evening, So, and some people, you just like doing services for other people, and that's great because not everybody can create an info product. Not everybody wants to do affiliate marketing. Anybody can do any of those things, but some people are just wired different. That's why I'm giving you guys 3 methods in this Money Counts course right now, because there's, so many different ways to generate revenue. And so with freelancing, you can set your own hours, even though you're getting paid to do work for someone else. It's you're not a traditional employee if you're a freelancer. Typically with freelancing, you would work with several clients at once. You set your work hours. Many successful entrepreneurs actually do this full time. I know of people that do very well for themselves, and they're complete freelancers. So there is a lot of money to be made in that as a source of income. You can make very good income as a freelancer. You'll learn how to launch your own freelancing business for free in the next upcoming slides here. Huge tip, you can actually do services for potential JV partners in your niche market. So that's something to think of if you're somebody that is leaning towards creating your own info product. You could say, hey, how can I help you reach your clients? Well, you could say, hey, I could help you create some videos. I could help you set up your page. I could help recruit people for you. I can make some key introductions for you. You could actually do freelance work for them for free. All sorts of stuff to get on their radar to get them to potentially promote your product. Lots of different options there, but that's a whole nother ballgame. But think long-term profits. So there's a good biblical principle that makes sense. Serving others first is key. Serving others first. A lot of people will just approach you and say, well, hey, Paul, would you promote my product for me? I'm like, well, maybe, but, what have, not like, what have you done for me? But it's just out of the blue, like, hey, promote my product. Whereas I'll have other people go, hey, Paul, I know we haven't connected in this way, but, I would really like, to maybe throw you on my download page so you could generate some of my subscribers. I would love to, interview you. I would love to give you free access to my training. I would love to connect you with somebody in my network. So they reach out, and all of a sudden I'm like, they have my attention, Not that I try and ignore people, but I get so many of these requests where it's like, hey, promote my product. And instead of being like standing out, like for example, I have a very profitable partnership with the Real Guys, and I got one of the guys' radars by saying I'm going to be his top affiliate. So I did whatever it took. Video marketing, it took email marketing, it took doing bonuses. Whatever I could do, I wanted to be his top affiliate so I would stand out. He kept seeing me on his leaderboard. Next thing I know, it opened the doors to a connection. So it's amazing how that works when you do something for someone else first. Now, we're talking about freelancing, and I got on a short little sidetrack there, but that's because it's so important if you're leaning in that direction of creating your own info product and need those partners. So Fiverr.com is a great example of a site you can actually do work on. You might say, how am I going to make money doing $5 gigs? Now, I'm going to prepare to blow your mind here in just a moment, because there's so many different avenues for generating income on Fiverr. And this is freelancing on micro job sites. So micro job sites are small gig sites. They aren't full-blown freelancing sites like the Gurus and freelancer.com that I'll touch on. They're an excellent way to kickstart your freelance career or your income. So you basically provide small tasks that you can get paid a smaller fee for. For example, writing one article instead of 10 or 20. So instead of saying, hey, I need somebody to write 20 articles and they pay you $100 or whatever to do that, they might say, hey, I'll pay you $5 to write me one article. So it's super simple tasks that you can do. Maybe you're creating one logo instead of multiple logos for people. Maybe you're just doing keyword research. Maybe you're recording a short video for somebody that you went through their product and they give you access to their product, and then you do a testimonial on that product for them. Those kind of things. Design ebook covers, install WordPress, install a support desk for people, transcribe a short audio file, give advice to people, create PDF files. Let's see, there's people that don't even know how to take a Word document and make it a PDF. So for $5, you could do that work for them. File, save as, make a PDF.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's amazing.
like the simplest thing.
It is.
I can do that.
Exactly. It's super simple, and a lot of people would laugh about that because it is. It's so simple to do, but it's amazing the people. I mean, I'm working with somebody that is really good at what they do, and they're like, can I just send you the Word document and you make it a PDF? And I'm like, I guess. But yeah. So it's amazing how that works, So you'd be like, oh, I'll squeeze it in. But you could also do research, doing research for people, maybe you're a master at doing audio tracks, so like splicing things together, teaching a short lesson for them, like a 1-minute lesson. You could do that. Send a video message, all sorts of little gigs. Maybe they need you to paint or draw a picture. Maybe they need you to personally teach them how to do some makeup technique or tell you your favorite 5 brands of makeup. All sorts of things you can do for other people. So Fiverr.com is one of the biggest ones. So Fiverr was started because they're all services and gigs you can do for $5. Now here's where Fiverr is really cool. So I'll translate any text from English into German up to 400 words for $5. So this person has done 343 of these gigs. This is just an example of a kind of service. Now this is a service here though where I absolutely love how she structured this. So what she's actually done is she's taken a $5 service and she said, I will write a press release for you. But what you can do on Fiverr is you can do upsell city for people. So you can go in and say, your press release will at least be 300 eligibles, she puts in there, it's only going to be 50 words of your press release. Well, in order for your press release to be distributed to the websites, it has to be 300 words. So she tells people in there, I will write 50 words of your press release. So you could even word it correctly, because that is slightly misleading the way she titled it, like I'll write your whole press release for $5, but you could say I will write part of your press release for $5. So for 50 words of the press release for $5, So then in order to get distributed, you have to have at least 300 words, and that's true. So she's getting them 5 times 6, so they're paying $30, which is very low because I would charge my clients $300 to write a press release for them. So that's actually super low. She's still getting them a good value there. Then she has a service that she subscribes to monthly. I think this service, SB Wire, might be $50 or $60 a month, but she just broadcasts her clients. So she says, hey, as a bonus, I'll broadcast you to these. So I'll show you how she structured this offer. So she said, I will write or edit a 300 to 450 word press release for $50. So if you decide you want to go that route, or you could say, hey, I want to have 6 of these gigs. And then she says, for an additional $50, I'll submit it to this resource that I have. Well, that resource only costs her a certain monthly fee. I'm just showing you how you can add on services to this. And then you could say, hey, if you want a rush order, I'll charge you an extra $100 to get this blasted to the masses. So on a small micro gig website, you can do upsell city and make tons of income, tons of additional income. So you could actually straight up go out there and say for, so going from a $5 gig to all of a sudden they've spent $200 to $300 with you. Mm-hmm. So that's the power of Fiverr, and it's got a huge built-in audience. And there's so many things, like I will advertise for you on my daily blog for $5. So say you have a blog that gets traffic, say you have a YouTube channel that gets traffic, whatever the case is, you could come up with ways that you could help them. You could say, I will walk backwards and squawk like a chicken for $5 so you can send it to somebody. I mean, there's some weird stuff out there that people will do. Fiverr is crazy. So some other things you can do, I'll write 100 words of website content. I'll write the script for your YouTube video for $5. You could say I'll translate up to 500 words into Italian. I'll write a 500 word unique blog post. I'll edit 10 pages of any ebook for $5, and then you could do upsell city to them too, or you just add on more services to that. Hey, for an extra 10 pages, to have me do this within 24 hours, I'll charge you an extra $50. you can just really scale it up because people like speed. When I hire somebody on Fiverr, I've actually had some cool people do e-cover designs for me. I'll pay them $5, but then I'll gladly pay the extra $20 to get a turnaround time like tomorrow, because to me, time is money and it's quicker. Instead of me being lost in the queue, I'll pay $20. So you could do that easily, and it's an easy upsell that people want because they want things immediate. I'll teach a half-hour French lesson for $5. Now, that person's way underselling themselves, but that's not good. But now, if you were going to, here's a thought. If you were going to actually say, I will create, a French lesson for whatever, the time is for $5, you could actually record these lessons, and as long as you have the rights to use them, you're getting paid a few dollars to create your own info product. Now, how cool would that be? So that's another way you could leverage Fiverr as well. You could have people paying you to create your info product. This is another idea. This was the writing example here. So I'll write 100 words of website content for $5. Notice all the upsells. I'll increase the word count to 400 for an extra $10. I'll increase the word count to 650 words for an extra $20. Go to 1,100 words for $40. I'll go to 1,400 words for $50. And if you want it in just one day, it'll be $20. So they've taken a $5 service and now they've made it, let's see, another 55, 70, 75 or so dollar service. Yeah. So those are some ideas that you can do to make money on a micro gig site, and it's no longer just it's just Fiverr, I'm making $5. No, you can actually run a legit business doing stuff on Fiverr. Yeah. And you're setting your own hours. That's the key. Creating gigs, it's super easy to get started. You actually just can log in there to Fiverr, and you just go to start selling up there in the top right corner. And then you go through, you create your gig, like no matter what it is you're going to do. You can go to Fiverr.com tonight or today and start browsing through the things. You can literally get away with just about anything. You could say, I will write your website on my forearm, and I'll do that for $5. So I had somebody that could slam dunk a basketball. I paid them $5 to slam dunk a basketball and say my business name for me. And just for fun, but hey, this person's like, hey, I'll do that. I can slam dunk a basketball. I'll go dunk a basketball and say, visit paulcounts.com. Super easy for them. And, it's a win for them because they're making $5 every time they do that for certain clients. Wow. 4rr.com. 4rr. It's a little tough one to say, but 4rr. It's another one. It's similar to Fiverr, but $4. So what are you willing to do for $4? So gigbucks.com is another one similar to Fiverr. So these are all small micro job sites that you guys can do. You could do these on your own time. You guys could do the video strategy every night, and you could do a new simple little Fiverr gig as well, or Gigbucks gig. You could actually take a bundle of PLR articles. You could type in unrestricted PLR ebooks or articles, and you could go out there, and unrestricted PLR means ebooks that you could actually sell. You could go out to Fiverr and say, hey, I've got 50 ebooks with PLR with the rights to resell for $5. And then all day long, people pay $5 and you're just shooting them over a download link to that by email. Super easy. So many different ways to generate revenue for yourself and make that extra income you're looking at. So simple. Gigbucks. It's a little bit about what it looks like here, similar to Fiverr. You can actually go in there and just set up. So I want a video of dating advice for 20. So like this is one where you actually go in. It's the request. That's what it was. So you can go here to the actual request section where people have actually posted and say, hey, I want somebody to create dating advice answering questions from our members for a maximum of $20. So this person here is using Gigbucks to create his dating information product. So he's outsourcing it through Gigbucks. So you could be somebody that's making money on Gigbucks, or eventually you could be the person paying somebody $20 to give whatever advice it is, and then you can package that and sell it. So I Am Gigs, another similar one. So if you can upload videos to YouTube, if you can do WordPress websites, if you can do stuff with Windows Movie Maker, again, another platform you can make money from. SEOclerks.com, more SEO style services. A lot of these services when it comes to SEO is article writing. Almost everybody in this room, everybody watching this, you can write content. Most everybody can be a writer of some sort. And if you aren't, you could actually be, maybe you're a good talker and you just mic yourself up and you record that and you transcribe that. And here's another quick idea. You could actually do a Google Hangout session where you're talking through the topic, whatever you're writing about, it's automatically going to get uploaded to YouTube, and then YouTube will actually do the transcription for you. And then you copy and paste that into the Word doc, you do some minor editing on it, boom, you've got your article done, and you didn't have to write a word of content. Now that's cool. That's cool stuff you guys can do. So you could also do a Google search for micro gig sites to find more. Now this is a fun one, clickchores.com. It's another website where you can go out there and do simple gigs, simple services for other people. Super simple projects like sending out a tweet, completing a survey for somebody, all sorts of small things. These are gigs where you might make 50 cents to $1 for everything you do. Now, it may not seem like a lot. You might say, why are you even talking about this, Paul? Well, the reason is I'm giving people all the options that you can make money from. So you could go home and say, you know what, I've got an extra hour time while I'm watching my favorite show, so I'm going to go through and do these simple surveys where somebody pays me $1 every time I complete a survey. And by the end of the night, you've made an extra 20 bucks, or you've made an extra 10 bucks. And then you could use that to buy yourself a domain name so you could start this whole process. So again, there's nothing that should be holding you back from this, achieving what you want to achieve. MTurk, this is actually through Amazon. It stands for Mechanical Turk. I don't know why they have that name. It's horrible, but Mechanical Turk. It's where you're basically the machine, I guess, doing the work for people. So you do little things like, hey, I've got a survey. Could you answer the survey and I'll pay you 30 cents for you completing the survey? Or could you post a link on your onto reddit.com for me under your Reddit profile. Could you like a link here and I'll pay you 5 cents. So there's all sorts of little tasks like that. You can log in there. You'll get paid from Amazon every 2 weeks. Just another simple way for you to be making money. Another part of freelancing. So step number 1 here of freelancing, if you don't want to do micro gigs, but you want to really make freelancing a big thing, you could actually start with micro gigs, get a good body of work behind you, some good examples, and then you could go out to these major freelance websites and you could actually launch your own career because you have a good examples, you have good reviews behind you, and those types of things. So here's a list of services. You could do writing services, so ebooks, reports, articles, blog posts, graphic services, so say you're really good at Photoshop. You could do videos, like recording videos, editing videos, screen capture videos. You can do WordPress. You set up a blog. You can do themes, plugins, posting content on the blog, writing blog posts, web design services for people, how to edit videos if you're good at that, like we touched on, building out simple websites, blogs and forum commenting, social media work. So anybody can go out to Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, you name it, and they can post something out there on any of those social networks. So you can get paid to do that kind of stuff on an ongoing basis. And again, it's freelance work. So yes, you need to get it done, and you need to try and get it done in a timely manner because it's for clients, but you can do it more on your own terms. So you can do this while you're working your day job, but you have extra time on the weekend or during the day, during the evening maybe, to make that extra income for that car payment or to make that income so you can launch your business. So I want you to think on that scale. Apart from, hey, you may enjoy this though. For a couple years when I was starting out, I was doing full-time internet marketing for people, but I was also doing affiliate stuff. So I used freelance work as a conduit to launch me into my business. And so, like I said, I've only worked a maximum of 8 months at a regular job. And that was thanks to freelancing, because I was able to jump into freelancing and start doing work for people. And I learned a lot in the process. Consulting, this works for all niche markets. You can do consulting on all kinds of things. Technical setup, recruiting JV partners for people. There are marketers like myself that will pay people to go out there and send emails on my behalf to groups of people. I will say, hey, could you go to e-zine articles and find all the people in the baseball niche market that have written articles about baseball because I want to approach them about promoting my product? Or could you go out to all the people in the DIY network on YouTube and on e-zine articles because I have a product in that niche and I want them to see it. So you could pay people to do that. They can email partners for you. You can do business plan creation, resume writing, tutoring help, lawn care advice, shopping advice, travel planning, consulting on speaking, to help people be better speakers, bookkeeping, QuickBooks services. Think of what you're good at, and then there's your service that you can start offering. Think outside the box. What do you do for a living every day? Maybe you're an expert at PowerPoint. We've already touched on that. Not only could you do a product on it, but you could do PowerPoints for other people. There's a lot of money to be made there. Think of how you can help people, without violating your contract with your current employer. We'll put that disclaimer in there. But, You know, you can also go out to a site called freelancer.com. It's one of the largest freelancing sites out there. You could look through all the different services out there. So if I didn't touch on something, you will probably find a service here that you're going to go, boom, light bulb, I can offer that. I can offer that service. So the next thing that you can do here, again, freelancer.com. Another big one is odesk.com. Odesk.com is another great freelance website. So freelancing websites and job boards, they offer a great chance for you to find jobs. They're high traffic sites, and they basically are there to connect freelancers with clients. So most of the large freelancing sites, they're free to get an account on. A few of them do charge, so it's something that you could start with the free ones if you wanted. You just fill out your profile and you start bidding out your jobs. Some sites, they let you post your service for clients to find. And other ways is basically, you know, going out there and finding jobs to bid on. So quickest way to find jobs you can start bidding on is going to these freelance sites. So I'll give you a list of them. Odesk.com is one of the larger ones. And you can go in there and I'll just show you the quick account setup. That's pretty much what it looks like there. It's on your screen there. You can go out here, you know, jot down there. You can read about the FAQs if you want to know some of their terms and conditions there. But you'll notice there, they allow you to post, I believe it's free to sign up, and then they'll allow you to bid on like at least one project. So some of these, they do eventually make you pay, but you can actually get started on there to see how it works. Create your profile there. So I really encourage you to at least be as descriptive as you can. Say you've done gigs on Fiverr, which would be a great way to launch your freelance career, and you've got a good set of testimonials. So say you've got 5 to 10 gigs you've done, you've gotten 5-star feedback. You could link in your bio to your Fiverr profile to try and maximize that. So you can play both of these sites off of each other in a sense. So a few things, you know, you can look at other Odesk profiles to get some ideas. So notice, you know, this guy here, he's a copywriter there. And you can see, you know, what he's charging, and you can get an idea as to, you know, kind of looking at who's had success out there in a sense. You know, that's the best way, I guess, for me to say that is you want to basically look at what profiles have guys that are getting tons of hours. Like, look at his hours. He's got 5,000 hours clocked on that website. He's billing out $44 an hour, so he's making some money. And he is, you know, tearing it up. So that would give you an idea of, okay, I want to see what he did in his profile. What did he do to stand out and be different? So you want to be totally creative. Like, look at the hourly rate. Like, obviously, you don't want to be, hey, I'm charging $5 an hour because you couldn't really sustain yourself. But you could be, you know, charging what, you know, you feel you're worth or what you can do. But if you're good in your profile, you're good to go. So I encourage you on Odesk, on Freelancer, on any of these websites to see, you know, what the guys are doing that have had success. So, so for profiles, basically your job application quota on Odesk, I believe it's 2 when you're starting out. Eventually they'll make you pay a small monthly fee, but at least you can get started there. And that's why I like the gig sites, especially if money is tight and you just want to get out there and start doing something that could bring in money. Guru.com is another super popular website where you can do freelance work. So Guru.com, that's actually a website that I found quite a bit of SEO work on when I was starting out. Some actual clients that I stuck with for a while that was paying me about $1,000 a month. That was through Guru.com. So I found those people there, really high clientele there, and you can do all kinds of services for them. If you can write, you can do all kinds of services. If you can click your mouse, if you bought this video, you can make money as a freelancer because you can click your mouse, you know, go around there, submit press releases for people. You can submit articles, you can make videos for people. A lot of this business is not difficult. So Guru.com there, notice, you know, there's a press release service there as well. Freelancer.com, you just go to browse projects. That's how you can find gigs to do for people. You can also see the different options that services people are looking for. You could also go through here and say, well, what kind of services are people asking for a lot? And that might give you an idea for an info product. You could say, oh, wow, there's a lot of requests here in Freelancer for modifying my PowerPoint. So there's a lot of requests for how to do PHP programming. You may not be a PHP programmer, but you know somebody who speaks that language. Or you could go out there and find somebody that could do that, and you could pay them to do a course on that course. You know, so there's some options out there. There are some huge options out there. You could actually post your jobs on these websites to have people do work. I could say, hey, I'm willing to pay $500 for somebody to create a course on how to code with PHP. And I could have an info product created for $500. And then I could turn around and just sell that course. Then I just get it out there, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So there are some huge options. Peopleperhour.com, another great site to go to in order to get your work done. You post your hourly rate in seconds. So you would go out there and say, I can't remember exactly how they do it, but basically, you can say, I can do this, for how much. So I can write a press release for $100. And so people per hour, it's kind of like Fiverr, but you're pretty much setting your rate from the get-go. And then, of course, there's the almighty Craigslist. You cannot forget that one. It's been around for ages, and it's a great spot. You can post in the gig section and say what kind of things you're willing to do. Writing, sending emails, writing press releases, submitting press releases. You can find people that are actively looking for work. You could post out on Craigslist to find people to create your information product for you. You could go out there and say, I will pay you $100 for you to go out on the golf course with me and teach me how to golf. I will pay you $100 to golf with me for a day as long as you allow me to film what you're doing. And of course, you want to make sure you're working with somebody that's good, because that could impact your product. But that's just an idea. Go out there and look for those kind of things. Because there's probably pro golfers, they don't make a lot of money. Not pro golfers and then they're on the PGA Tour making millions. I'm talking like a golf pro that might be making $30,000 a year, and they're saving up for a small vacation. So you're going to offer them $250 and pay for their golf and maybe their lunch. And so you're out $250 and lunch, and you're out there filming, and now you've got a info product. Or you could partner with them. I actually like the partnerships because I like building those relationships with people. I like the long term. Some people, though, they like the turn and burn, where they're like, hey, I'm going to pay you $250, and there's nothing wrong with that either. And they're like, I don't ever have to see you again, but I'm going to go make a lot of money with your content. So I like the relationship, so that's the route I tend to go, but you can also go the other route too. 99designs.com is another great source for more specialized things if you have Photoshop skills and things like that. The other one, freelancewritinggigs.com, that's obviously for those that are good at writing. And so you can go in there and find jobs there. iWriter.com, I know the guy that created this website. It's a great website, and you can actually do writing jobs there. There's people that post writing jobs all the time. This is a great site to get content created too. I use it myself. You can get a lot of content created for minimal expense and very quick turnaround too, because people want to get paid on their work. Freelancing sites, just do a Google search, freelance writing sites, that's the key. And then, it all starts with just getting your profile up. So that's what I have as far as the freelancing goes, and we'll wrap this up. So the key part to everything I taught here is that being consistent counts, being there for your family counts, and money counts.